Hey, you. Yeah, you. Got something to tell you. Joe Biden, he ain't going to debate Trump. Just a couple of weeks ago, Joe Biden said he was champing at the bit to get on that platform and really let Donald Trump have it. He would show America who it is that really has the cognitive memory issues, and it's Donald Trump. He couldn't wait to get on that platform. Now, immediately, Democrats behind closed doors went, we cannot let this guy get on a platform against Donald Trump. Progressives have even been saying Donald Trump will eat him alive on a debate stage, that Joe is just not up to the challenge. Not only can he not even get out cohesive, cognitive sentences and thoughts in a situation where there's no pressure, where he's just being given softball questions and even sometimes spoon-fed the answers, where he literally gets to read the answer and he still screws it up. He still puts his foot in his mouth. He still is the incredible gaffe machine. But you put him in a pressure cooker situation where Donald Trump is just zinging him, and he decides, to go into one of his rants about beating up black gang members named Corn Pop back in the day and liking little black girls to rub his hairy legs. And you just turn Joe Biden loose in that type of situation, and it is absolutely game, set, match, checkmate. Donald Trump wins the November election in a landslide. Democrats know that. Political insiders know that. The handlers of Joe Biden know that. So they are going to come up with ways that Biden is not going to have to debate Trump. Now, one of the things they're talking about is, well, until Trump releases his tax returns, Joe Biden's not going to debate him. Pfft. Yeah, okay. It's like watching some of these news outlets today try to take a victory lap that, Donald Trump must hand over his tax returns. That's not exactly what the Supreme Court said. They said that the lower court didn't do its job by not considering the possibility that the only reason the Democrats asked for his tax returns was politically motivated. The court just dismissed that out of the gate. The lower court did. And the Supreme Court, basically what they did was they punted back to the lower court saying, hey, hold it, time out. You didn't even consider that motion from the defense, being the president. Therefore, you've got to consider it. When you rule on it, then we can go forward from there. Which, if the lower court then says, well, we have determined that Congress was not acting politically and that they had the best of intentions of why they wanted to see the president's tax returns. At that point, then Trump's legal team can say, hold it, we disagree with that and we're going to appeal that decision, so you still don't get to see his tax returns, and eventually it will go back to the Supreme Court. The bottom line is, none of these people are going to see Trump's tax returns before the election. This is a win for the president. No matter how much Don Lemonhead and the rest of that crew over at CNN try to spin this, no matter how many orgasms Mika the pole dancer with her Mr. Magoo husband, Joe Scarborough, on the Morning Schmuck show tomorrow, try to make it out that Trump lost big and we're going to get to see his tax returns. No, you're not. No, you're not. The Supreme Court did not come out and say, Mr. President, hand them over now. They punted. They said to the lower court, go back, look at the case that the president is making, make a ruling. Don't just throw that off to the side and not even consider it. You've got to make a ruling on that. When you make that ruling, then we may have to get back involved. Boom, baby, boom, baby, boom. And Nancy Pelosi knows that they lost today. Otherwise, she would be crowing about this. I mean, come on. Cruella Demented? Pelosi galore? I mean, Nancy Botox Pelosi lives for these moments, lives for these type of press events. She wanted to be able to hold up his tax returns on TV. She can't do it. She knows they didn't get what they wanted. She made some mention about the Supreme Court said that the president is not above the law. Well, duh. And then, she's trying to make it sound like a victory lap, but it's a victory lap with no victory. It's basically an umpire stepping in and saying, you haven't lost the game yet. Didn't say he won the game, just said you haven't lost yet. Which means the president actually did win today. I know he's upset, he's tweeting about it, and I get it. When you get hammered like he does day in and day out, I understand that some of his tweets are nothing more than it's venting. And he's venting to you and me. He's venting to us. He's venting to the American people. And yeah, sometimes I read some of his tweets and I think, Mr. President, you would be better served not having said anything. But I get why he does it, which in some ways, you would think that liberals would love this, because aren't they the ones always talking about, we need to have a transparent government. We need to have people who are not hiding anything and are so transparent, which is the real reason they hate Trump. Not because he's a liar, but because he's so painfully honest. He really is. He is just absolutely out there, painfully honest. And he will not read from the script like every other Republican and Democrat professional politician read from. He will just literally tell you what he's thinking, what he's feeling, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it's politically correct, whether it's expedient, whether it helps him, hurts him. He just puts it out there. I find that amazingly refreshing. And again, Joe Biden's people want no part of that on the platform, because with Donald Trump, it will be no holds barred. And Joe Biden, Joe Dementia, Alzheimer Biden is not up to it. He's not. And they're not going to let him on that platform. In their mind, for some of them, well, we're already in the lead. Let's not do anything to jeopardize it. They're not in the lead. Don't believe those polls. They're not in the lead. They're not. The American people see it. They get it. They get that Joe's not all there. They get it. The guy, even in his basement, where you talk about a controlled environment, he can't hold it together. I'm telling you, they're they want to be delusional like the Hillary campaign, who thought she didn't actually have to campaign against Donald Trump. She had it in the bag. They are in for a rude awakening election night. So Biden is not going to debate. Why? Because his people aren't going to allow that. The DNC doesn't want that to happen. And even if the president handed over his tax returns, you know what Democrats do. Every time we negotiate with them on any issue, they start moving the goalposts. It is exactly what they do. They can't be trusted. They can never play by the rules. They got to constantly change and amend and rewrite the rules. It's why they are so in favor of inflaming the current cancel culture right now. Because in their mind, they're going to get to rewrite the rules, i.e., the Constitution. Well, here's what I think President Trump ought to do, and I think he's got the people on his staff, or they have connections with the people. They could make this happen. Wouldn't it be great if the president's team put together a virtual debate where, they have a debate moderator asking the president questions, and the president gets to stand there and answer those questions. And then from the vast archives of all things Biden, they just simply pick responses that Biden has given to questions through the years. Boom, baby, boom. Hey, I'd even pay money on pay TV to watch that. Hey, that's it for this rant. Thank you again so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share this video faster than coronavirus spreads. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Smack the bell and click the word all to get notification of my next rant.